We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who's worked seamlessly together.
Heads up, folks. Charlie Kirk's wife is going to be publicly speaking. So that's what this live is about right now. We are waiting for that to happen. We will break in as soon as it does. Meanwhile, the press conference from earlier today is being played.
Local and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case, and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well.
Charlie
I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for, again.
Once again, stick around. We will have her words in a little bit. Thank you. Feel free to open discussion in the forum.
For our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah. But I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thank you, Governor.
And of course, this is from earlier.
This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community
Stay tuned.
has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilize these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories. We'll cut
into his wife speaking.
At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent. We're committed to that transparency.
Honestly.
The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 interviews, 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads that were called in.
This is the press conference from earlier.
We're running out every single lead that we can.
I will be cutting into that.
Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to the dedication of good law enforcement being great and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI. There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days. The FBI Salt Lake field office, along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public, who had a right to demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation, the FBI answered that call diligently, critically important to our nation, and we delivered. And I'm proud to be their leader, and I'm proud to be the director of the FBI.
Once again, Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica, makes first public statement since shooting. It's about to start. Stick with Nerd Report. We're going to have the feed. I have the feed ready for you. Watch it with us. We will go back and forth with the chat, give you guys a voice. You guys want to talk about what you hear? It's probably going to be emotional, but we'll have it for you. So let's stay there. Stay here.
Thank you, and good morning. I would just like to take a few minutes as the sheriff to express my gratitude for everybody who has played a part in this investigation. As you know, it's been a vast, a complicated, and a very, very fast-paced investigation. You're looking at people standing up here who are running on, if they got an hour's sleep in the last couple of days, they're probably lucky. It has been very taxing. It has been so impressive, speaking on behalf of the local law enforcement, to see the cooperation that we've seen in this type of case. Across the state, sheriffs, chiefs, our state partners have stepped up and have come to the call on anything that we needed.
Let me know if you got notified,
county
folks.
Chiefs have been phenomenal. Our Utah County Attorney, Jeff Gray, who's standing up here with us, has been phenomenal in leading us through this investigation. I would like to thank the federal government for their resources, their assets. Our local team here, our FBI team, has been extraordinary in helping us work through this and bring this person to justice. Most of all, I would like to thank the public, and specifically, I would like to thank the public who turned to prayers and who turned to positiveness for us.
This is a press conference from earlier. We're going to have his wife
the law enforcement community, because we needed those prayers. That's what we needed to get through this. We needed your support, and you gave it to us. We needed your patience, and you gave it to us. And I would like to thank you for the Kirk family, because that's what they need, is your support and your prayers, and that will get us through all of this. So thank you, everybody, for everybody that have stepped up. We've had such a phenomenal response.
And let me guess, Lo, you feel bad for the kids, but because, you know, the kids didn't ask to have the parents, right? Is that what you're gonna say? You feel bad for the kids because you don't feel bad for the wife because she chose to be with the guy that, you know, the media edited his words. Oh, okay. So Low is like, not only is he a fascist because he doesn't care about I'm assuming you're a fascist, right? You don't care about freedom of speech, which makes you a fascist. And you're pro guns used in school. Got ya. And you know what, man? No, you are. You are, because I've never seen you complain. You don't feel bad for the First Amendment at all? And if I didn't know better, you're like the perfect spokesperson for conservatives, because people like you is why the left side, Democrats right now have woken up to 7% approval rating, dude. Trump could run 17 more times and win. That's the narrative, right? But you know what, man? You have the right. You have the right to say that. No one on the yeah. You're safe saying that, man. Doesn't it feel great? Yeah, it's freedom of speech. I did say that. You have the right to say that, my man. Absolutely. Let me ask you a question, though. Why do you write in all capitals again, Low? Because I know some people have excuses for writing all capital. Why do you write all capital?
That freedom of expression that is enshrined in our founding documents, in having his life taken in that very act, makes it more difficult for people to feel like they can share.
Jody's Corner, dealing with evil people here, man. Dealing with evil people here, celebrating a death of a person. It reminds me of the Snyder people. Well, not caring about a death is pretty bad. Anyway, support Jody's Corner, man. He's a real one.
They're sad as I have ever been. And it was as anger pushed me to the brink, it was actually Charlie's words that pulled me back. I'd like to share some of those. And specifically right now, if I could, I need to talk to the young people in our state, in my state.
Remember, some of the narrative is that the woman deserved what she got because she married the wrong guy. Okay, that's the narrative over there. So I don't feel bad for her because she chose him. That's just what the narrative is. Don't shoot the messenger.
And all across the country. As President Trump reminded me, he said, you know who really loved Charlie? The youths. And he's right. Young people loved Charlie, and young people hated Charlie. And Charlie went into those places anyway. And these are the words that have helped me. Charlie said, when people stop talking, that's when you get violence. He said, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong.
All right, we're going to have his
The
wife,
only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Welcome without judgment, love without condition, forgive without limit. He said, always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much.
There you go. Lowe says, you choose who you marry. This is America. Yeah, exactly. So do you feel bad, Lowe? Do you feel bad for the wife or no?
People are coming and
just the kids, right?
where violence is not an option. Now, again, to my young friends out there, you are inheriting a country where politics feels like rage. It feels like rage is the only option.
Just say, I don't care about his wife. Just write that if you don't. I don't understand what you're writing. Yeah, don't say, I don't care about his wife because she chose the fascist. If that's what you believe, write that. I just want to make sure, because I don't know. I don't hang around people with that think like that. So I just, I need it in writing. If that's the way you think, I don't know.
Words are not violence. Violence is violence. And there is one person responsible for what happened here. And that person is now in custody.
I'm not putting words in your mouth. I said, if you feel that way, that you don't care about the wife, then write that. I said, if you feel that way. What I do think is that you're retarded. That's what I do think. And if anyone's offended at that word, this is not a safe place for you. My duty in life is not to create a safe place for you. Low is a retard. How's about that? How's about that, retard? Jody, what do you think of the new Lewis, man?
And that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped for, just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here. And indeed, Utah is a special place. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We lead the nation in service every year. But it did happen here. And it was one of us. But I want.
Okay, so here I'm gonna put. Okay, so I'm gonna have his wife. His wife is getting ready to speak.
From the learning of his passing to the
so there she's gonna speak right there. Could you guys hear the audio?
33 hours. And then the news this morning of President Trump on Fox News.
No, you didn't offend me, bro.
Suspect in custody. And then we heard from the officials. Will play.
You didn't offend me. You actually expose how people think. You're actually. I welcome the honesty to a certain extent, but you didn't really write down what I thought you. I'm assuming you think, which is you don't care about the wife because she chose him. You won't write that.
And now we will learn the charges
down. I just want you to write it down if that's the way you feel.
Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old from Utah.
What's your opinion, Lo? You didn't write what your opinion is.
And we'll learn too if it will come with federal charges or just the state charges.
We got Grayson report in the house.
More from the arraignment as well.
Michelle, how are you?
But we are watching and waiting for.
Remember, folks, you don't have the inherent right
and what you must be going
not to be offended. That's not a right of yours. So if somebody ever says something that offends you,
thinking of her kids,
walk away.
It looks like they are setting up right now.
You don't have the right not to be offended. And I'm not obligated to create a safe space for you either if you get offended. So warning right now, moving forward, I'm going to say exactly what I think, and I'm not going to apologize if it comes out wrong.
All in right now.
Exactly.
Us, everyone. You did not.
You offended. Leave off. Deal with it.
The final moments prepared here.
It's not our job to create a safe space for you all. And I think part of the reason this happened this week, and I don't agree with, I don't even know if I agree with Kirk, man. I don't know. I don't follow him. But words are not a reason to end someone. Okay, let's go. Oh my God.
Good evening. My name is Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband. I first want to thank the local, state, and federal law enforcement who worked tirelessly to capture my husband's assassin so that he can be brought to justice. I want to thank the first responders who struggled heroically to save Charles's life, and the police who acted bravely to make sure that there were no other victims on that terrible afternoon. I want to thank the officers who have protected our Turning Point USA family these past 2 days. And I want to thank the Turning Point USA board, the COO, Justin Strife, and my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy, for all their work in these terrible days to be the stability for our family and for the wider Turning Point USA family as well. My heart is with every one of my husband's employees who lost a friend and a mentor. I want to thank the staffers of his amazing Charlie Kirk show who helped him broadcast from this studio, this chair. Every day. He loved what he did. I want to thank the millions of people who have shown their love for Charlie here in Phoenix, across America, and worldwide. I want to thank my husband's dear friend, Vice President Vance, and his phenomenal wife, Usha, for their love and support. You guys honored my husband so well, bringing him home. Both are tremendous. I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same. Mr. President, my husband loved you. And he knew that you loved him too. He did. Your friendship is amazing. You supported him so well, as did he for you. 2 days ago, my husband, Charlie, went to see the face of his Savior and his God. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. And one of the final conversations that he had on this earth, my husband witnessed for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. Charlie loved life. He loved his life. He loved America. He loved nature, which helped him always bring him closer to God. He loved the Chicago Cubs. And my goodness, did he love the Oregon Ducks. Want me to say go Ducks, so I have to since they play on Saturday. So go Ducks. But most of all, Charlie loved his children. And he loved me with all of his heart. And I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve?
This is what my prompts used to look like. And this is what
the hell is this? Did they just get hacked?
they look like now.
Froke, that's a hack.
This is all thanks to this prompt enhance button.
Okay, folks, hold on. Let me get, it looks like it got hacked. Hold on a second. Bro, the Fox live feed, it looks like it got hacked. That's the live feed. Unless it's my fault somehow, but
He wanted everyone to bring heaven into this earth through.
I don't know where that came from, folks. I don't want to blame the
from
news
raising a
network or
family.
whatever. I don't know where it came
From raising a family. It's beautiful. Charlie always said that if he ever ran for office, I know a lot of you asked if he ever was going to, but privately he told me if he ever did run for office that his top priority would be to revive the American family. That was his.
Folks, I apologize. I'm going to
One of
change the
Charlie's
theme
favorite
to the
Bible
AP because I don't know
life
what
for
happened with
me,
that.
for our nation, for our children. He showed the ultimate and true covenantal love. I will never, ever have the words to describe the loss that I feel in my heart. I honestly have no idea what any of this means. I know that God does, but I don't. But Charlie, baby, I know you do too. I know you do. So does our Lord. And our world is filled with evil. But our God, you guys, our God is so good. So incredibly good. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. Already I have seen the worldwide outpouring of love for my husband. I've heard the testimonies from people my husband inspired to get married, to start families, to seek out a relationship with God. All things work together for good. Most important one of all. The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done.
Wow.
They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism.
She's saying they killed him, plural.
And of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country. In this world, you have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it. It will become stronger, bolder, louder, and greater than ever. My husband's mission will not end, not even for a moment. And one of Charlie's greatest talents was his ability, this phenomenal ability to choose great people to follow him. He could always find the ones who could handle any setback. And it's almost like he knew. He could see it in you. Even when you couldn't see it in yourself, he just knew. He knew you could handle it. You thought you only had 5% left, and he knew you had 15. He knew you were ready to go that extra mile even when you didn't. He always challenged people around him to work harder and to be better. He never gave up. And I love knowing that one of his mottos was never surrender. So I want to tell you that we'll never surrender. We never will. Ever. Ever. Our campus tour this fall will continue. There will be even more tours in the years to come. America Fest here in Phoenix this December will go on. It will be greater than ever. the radio and podcast show that he was so proud of will go on. And in a world filled with chaos, doubt, and uncertainty, my husband's voice will remain. And it will ring out louder and more clearly than ever. And his wisdom will endure. My favorite too, but my husband's favorite word in the English language was earn. He would call all of you to be people of action who earn the future America deserves. So to all of the young people who felt inspired by my husband's faith and hard work, all of you already know. You know.
All right.
Chapter. If you're in high school or if you're in college, go find your local Turning Point USA chapter. He wants you to make a difference. And you can. You can. The movement's not going anywhere, and it will only grow stronger when you join it. If there isn't a chapter, you can't find one, then start one. There is no excuse. Pastor, join our movement at TPUSA Faith. And if you're a parent, I highly recommend that you come to America Fest in December. Sign up right now for that because we would love to see you. I would love to see you. Charlie would. He'll be there. He'll be there in spirit. Bring your kids, bring your family. But most important of all, if you aren't a member of a church, I beg you to join one. A Bible-believing church. Our battle is not simply a political one. Above all, it is spiritual. It is spiritual. The spiritual warfare is palpable. Charlie loved his Savior with all of his heart, and he wanted every one of you to know him too. He wanted everyone to know that if they confess the Lord Jesus Christ who rose from the dead, then they will be saved. Hear me when I say this, nobody is ever too young to know the gospel. Nobody. Nobody is ever too young to get involved with saving this beautiful country, this country my husband loved and still loves. And nobody is ever too old either. There's no age limit. I know my husband is still here. He's watching over us. I don't remember the last time I slept. I couldn't sleep last night. And Charlie, baby. Charlie, I promise I will never let your legacy die, baby. I won't. I promise I'll make Turning Point USA the biggest thing that this nation has ever seen. I promise. Charlie, I love you. I love you, baby. Rest in the arms of our Lord as he blankets you with the words I know your heart always strived to hear. Well done, my good and faithful servant. When I got home last night, Gigi, our daughter, just ran into my arms. And I talked to her and she said, Mommy, I missed you. I said, I miss you too, baby. She goes, where's Daddy? What do you tell a 3-year-old? She 3. I said, baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus, so he can afford your blueberry budget. And my goodness, am I so humbled to witness, Charlie, you alongside Jesus right now, doing what you always want to do, baby. Making heaven crowded, right? That's what it's all about. Making heaven crowded. I can't wait to see you again one day. Thank you all again who love my husband, who supported him, who wrote him an email every single day during his radio show. He read all of them. All of them. God bless you all. And may God bless America.
All right, that was a powerful speech, in my opinion. Regardless, man, I don't know what to tell you. She, all kinds of emotion for her there. Look, at the end of the day, you don't have to agree with what Charlie says or whatever he preached, but they're just words. Like, you don't bring you don't end someone. You don't bring a gun to a debate. You know, that's the way it is. And there's people like Lowe that justify this. I don't know if he's trolling, but I'll say this, guys. Listen to this real quick. I do believe in freedom of speech. I do. But Lowe doesn't. So I don't feel bad because I just banned them. And he should be okay with me banning him because he doesn't believe in freedom of speech. So I'm sure he's not mad at me. If you don't believe in freedom of speech, then you could be banned. If you believe in freedom of speech, then I will not ban you. Sound fair? Sound fair. All right. Anne asked earlier, Lewis, since when have you become spiritual? I don't know. I don't really talk about that here. I believe there's a greater force, but I don't know if I agree with what Erica, her definition of what God is. I don't know if I believe in what she believes in, but I respect it, and I've said it a lot of times here. But I'm not offended by somebody being Christian at all. I never said I was spiritual in that way. So I don't know. What did you guys think of the speech? Folks, I'll let you guys speak for a while and I'll highlight some of you. Has anyone from the right ever taken out a powerful voice? I think it has happened, man. It has happened. But not lately. Yeah, it was powerful, definitely. Now, there's going to probably be people like making fun of her on the internet and stuff like that. I don't think that's a good form. All right, Nerd Report, you get to say what you want to say, and I love you very much. You are my friend, and I really love you, but you were wrong in my opinion. Wrong in what, though? Wrong in what? Folks, did Anne ever, and I'm going to call you out, even though you're my friend, Anne, all right? Folks in the chat, did Anne ever call me out in the chat? I didn't see her call me out. And if you did, you have the right to. What did you call me out about? Because honestly, did anyone see Anne call me out? If I'm wrong, what was I wrong about? Like, I don't know what I was wrong about. Did she ever say? Did she ever state that I was wrong about something? And plus, I'm trying to write. I'm trying to, handle her speech. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Could you be a little bit more specific so I could answer it? No, but she has the right to say what she wants, but I can't, I'm not a mind reader. I don't know what's going on. The only thing I did say, I think, was that it seemed like someone hacked the feed. And then the other thing I said was that the internet is freezing. I don't know. I don't know what else I said. I'm curious now. And look, it's okay if she thought I said something wrong. I mean, it's all good. But I just want to know what I said. Y'all thought she was wrong. She thought I said that I was wrong. It looked like someone hacked the feed, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I was on a legit channel playing the press conference, and it got interrupted. What's up, Atomic Wire? Communication is respectful debate. Always just need to clear on your points. Yeah. I'm still concerned about this because I consider Anne a part of the community. And she says, Nerd Report, you get to say what I want. You get to say what you want to say. And I love you very much. So do I. You are my friend. And I really do. But you were wrong, in my opinion. Wrong in what? Like, imagine if I said, I love you, Lisa Boo, but you were wrong. Lisa Boo's going to be like, what the hell are you talking about, brother? Yeah, hopefully she lets me know. She left? I don't know. Maybe she's typing. Anyways, what else is on your mind, folks? Yeah, I never. You saw a comment about faith. I've always been a person that respects other people's faith. I'm dropping you the link right now, Robert. I respect other people's beliefs as long as they're not demonic or evil. But I'm personally not. I don't think I'm a Christian. No, I hope they're right. I hope. But I've never said I'm spiritual here ever. I've always said I respect people's beliefs, though. And I think, although you don't have to agree with Erica Kirk, I think her position comes from she's trying to do well. She's trying to do good. And I think that's a big Click on the link right there. I think that's a big deal. I think that's very important. What people intention is very important. Yeah, I don't know what Anna was in. Welcome to the show once again, Robert Sanchez. Man, what's up, brother?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. Did you watch the feed?
Yeah, I watched the feed. It took me a second to go back and forth because I had incoming calls and stuff. But I'll tell you something. That's a strong woman.
You mean?
That's a strong woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Erica Kirk is a strong woman. She's no nonsense, and it's true. If they thought, if this person, and for the people who have been celebrating that, this somehow was going to stop Turning Point, it's going to be bigger than ever. Because
I gotta be honest with you, man. Her statement scared me. And I'm not even, I'm not even against her,
Yeah, and here's the thing. She's well, they just listen. She has to explain to her 3-year-old daughter that people that have been calling us, fascists because of difference of opinion, eliminated her husband, right? How do you tell it to a 3-year-old daughter? The fact that she hasn't been able to tell her 3-year-old daughter, that was heartbreaking. Right.
I personally, like I said earlier, I continue to say this. This is my loving advice to everyone out there. People that continue to call others fascist, disassociate with them. If they're obsessed with it, of course we're anti-fascist. Everybody's anti-fascist, but if you feel you have to post that 100 times a day, then I don't know. I feel like that's an excuse to demonize you so they could beat you up.
Well, correct. Well, the problem is that they're not calling you anti-fascist. They're calling you the other word, right? And obviously we don't say it because it'll ding you on YouTube, right? But
the funny mustache one.
But yes, it's the N word, but that ends with the AZI. Okay.
Yeah, Yahtzee.
Exactly. So my thing is, of course we're anti. No one likes fascism, but these guys who claim that they're anti-fascist, they're fascists themselves, right?
Well, isn't that what they do? Well, hold on one second. I need to address something. So, Anne, you before you asked me, Anne, who's a friend of the channel, but I will debate. You said that first. You said, "Why? Since when am I spiritual?" I don't know what that has to do with anything in the last 100 videos I've ever posted, because I've never. Robert, you know me. Have I ever said I was a Christian?
No.
Or spiritual? No. And then you said that I was wrong, but you didn't explain why. And here, Ann, you're saying, why are you okay with what's happening currently? I've made like hours upon hours of content stating that I'm not okay with what's going on currently. And I don't want to be a dick, but I feel like you heard this woman speak about Christianity, and I feel like you got triggered and started hearing things. I feel, honestly, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you heard Erica Kirk express her faith, which she has the right to, and then assumed everyone here is preaching, and then it triggered you. That's what it sounds like would happen. I hope not. But it's okay. People make mistakes. But I'll tell you right now, that's what it sounds like, Ann. Am I wrong? And also, people are asking what's wrong with Christians. Nothing. I never said that either. I said I respect them, but I'm not one. I can't consider myself one. I don't go to church. I don't read the Bible. I don't want to be a hypocrite and go, yeah, like, and stuff like that. But I think it's beautiful what they preach. I do look at some aspects of it and I go, wow, that's That's interesting. That's good. It's to better a person. Robert?
I'm the same way, Louis. I'm not, I'm not an atheist. I had problems with organized religion when I was younger.
Yeah.
But with that said, do I believe? And I said this yesterday. Do I believe that there was a person named Jesus that was a very good person that lived here approximately 2,000 years ago? Yes. Uh, was he the son of God? If you're a Christian, then if you're a Christian, that's what you believe, right? He was. Do I? I don't know, right? I believe that he was a holy person, right? Do I believe God exists? Yes. Do I know who he is? No, right? But that's just me. Just because that we're talking about 6,000 years of human civilization, and I don't know, and again, this is a debate for theology for another day. But in regards to what happened with that, I thought what she said, Erica Kirk, she was strong. I
Yeah.
had a quick conversation with my wife, and she was a little business, like she was like plugging the AmFest. Well, yeah, I would too. I would make sure everyone knows that Turning Point isn't going anywhere. And by the way, I don't know if you've been watching the videos, Louis, of all over the UK. There's a bunch of get-togethers, and they're celebrating Charlie Kirk's life, and they're out there tomorrow. They're expecting 1 million people in the UK to protest what's going on over there.
Wait, I thought they laughed at us over there.
No. Remember, there's a group of people that are trying to fight. Turning Point had a UK chapter, and he would visit the UK. He visited Japan just a few weeks ago. So on the conservative world, right, Charlie Kirk was very well loved. And you could separate the religion aspect out of it and say on the politics side, the guy was very influential around the world. When you have the president of Argentina, the president of Italy, besides the president of the United States, acknowledging the passing of this man, right? It shows you how influential. And 31 years of age, man, 31 years of age, and this guy had made such a huge impact. And his wife is upset, rightfully so. They killed her husband, the father of her children. Okay, and you know what? Good for her that Turning Point's going to get that. They're planning on making it bigger than ever, and they're going to move forward, and they're going to absolutely look. I'm not, I don't consider myself Christian, but I'm tempted to go to Phoenix, in December to AmFest. I'll do it. Why not? Part of it is, do I agree with everything that Charlie Kirk said? Probably not. Okay. But I'll tell you what I do agree with was the freedom of him to be able to say it without the threat of someone trying to kill him. And every time I think about his children, it's heartbreaking because one, I'm a father of 3 daughters. All right. I got a 23-year-old, I got a 21-year-old, I got remarried, and I got a 19-month-old. Okay. And I'll tell you something. I would do anything for my kids. But to think that I wouldn't be there tomorrow for my kids because some wacko decided to take me out because they didn't like what I said, that is just ridiculous. And for anyone to think that it's okay, you got problems. Like, honestly, you need to go check yourself into an insane asylum, okay, and get yourself into a padded room because that's where you belong if you think that this was okay to happen. Because it was.
And I get what Anne's saying too. She has a point. I hate both sides at this point, right? But the problem is for this particular issue of this week, there's one side talking and the other one shooting at the person talking. So it's very hard for me to think of them both equal in evilness, right?
Yeah.
So,
but I would challenge this part, Louis. What has Charlie Kirk said? And don't pull, 2 sentences out of a long conversation or a long debate. What has he actually said?
I don't care. But the problem is, bro, I don't care what he said. It doesn't merit ending someone.
But correct. But to realize that people are so ill-informed and so low IQ that they believe small clips of things that, oh, he said this, right? It's kind of like the idiots who believe, that doctored image of Tyler Robinson, right? We saw
Yeah,
the original image,
yeah,
and they're
they're,
putting pictures of like a Trump shirt, and you have people spreading that around. He was a Trump supporter. Look, wow, boy, you have the IQ, the size of your shoe, and and your IQ is the same number. You're an idiot. Like how that's not true. But people.
well, hold on. Grayson Report has a statement here. She's allowed. I guess you're talking about Erica Kirk. She's allowed to believe in what she wants to believe in. That is her faith. That is her strength. It's not my cup of tea, as I would never believe in an organized religion, but I don't fault anyone who does. Well said.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's a smart woman. Who is that woman? Someone needs to marry that person. All right. So listen,
yeah. Nice. Love it.
So I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. At the end of the day, you can believe whatever you want. Look, if you want to be a furry and run around Comic-Con all day long, knock yourself out. I told you this before. People want to. I always tell people, if you want to worship Jesus, cool. You want to worship Yoda, cool. Right? I don't care. My thing is, when you start going out and literally killing 31-year-old dads, okay, because you don't believe on something they said, because your little feelings got hurt because of misinformed things, that's just really bad. That's just really bad. No one deserves this.
Well, also, you should be upset that is a fascist move. That is a fascist.
You know what? It's a dick move is what it is. It's the more I think about it, Louis, it's truly heartbreaking. And you know what? For me, I was expecting to see Erica Kirk dressed in black. I thought she might bring her kids out.
I underestimated her, bro. I never seen her.
Something. And she came out swinging. To me, she came out and said, "You know what? You killed my husband. No, my husband's still going to be here one way or another. The movement's still going to be here. And for all you dummies who thought that taking my husband out was going to stop this movement, this is bigger than my husband, right? This is bigger than my husband." Let me tell you something. Charlie Kirk, I saw something. I think Glenn Beck said something. He said that he wasn't that he wasn't a political put. I forgot exactly what he said. He said, you know what? He was a civil rights that he was a civil rights guy. That he wasn't a community organizer, that he considers Charlie Kirk a civil rights guy. And to a certain extent, he's right, because civil rights don't just apply to one side, right? Let's not pretend that Christians in the last 30 years have not been prosecuted in colleges. They've been looked down upon, right? They've been mocked. They've been made fun of. Their voice was gone, right? Well, this guy came in and he organized all these Christians around the world, around the country, on all these college campuses, high school campuses, right, to make sure that these people, these kids, these young adults did not lose their voice. And their voice was heard pretty strong this last election, whether you like it or not. Right?
Well, the problem is too. Look, man, I'm not trying to be kiss ass. The Democratic Party is a beautiful party with beautiful ideas, but they lost it all, man. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I see so many people jumping ship. I'm just letting you all know. I don't agree with I'm not saying I like it, but holy cow, Robert. This past 2 days, I see nothing but women in their 20s saying, "Don't call me a Democrat."
Yeah, well, and here's the thing,
and it's crazy. I've never seen anything like that.
But you got to remember, and I said this earlier
thousands
today,
of them.
When I called you this morning and we talked, I said I don't want to say that Democrats and these leftists are the same. It's two different things.
But they're getting blamed for it. They are getting blamed for it.
No, correct. But what I'm saying is, a lot of Democrats, let's not forget that Elon Musk was a Democrat until the party went so far left to the AOC side, right? When they started following the Bernie Sanders. For Christ's sake, they're about to elect a mayor in New York City who's a Marxist. He's a self-avowed Marxist who hangs around people who were literally celebrating the downing of the two Twin Towers, man, right? And they're about to elect this guy, right? That's how far left the Democratic Party has come. The fact that JFK today, there's no way JFK would be able to win as a Democrat, because JFK now would be looked upon as a conservative Republican. Same thing with Bobby Kennedy. You know what? Let's not forget that a few years ago, people were complaining that Obama wasn't left enough, right? They were talking, the left, the Democratic Party has been hijacked by the left. And now, when you say the Democrat Party is listen, it's not the same party. The party has changed incredibly. It was a Democrat. The Democrat Party, right? John Wilkes Booth was a Democrat, and he assassinated Lincoln. Okay, the Democrat Party was a party of the KKK, right? They were the ones against the civil rights movement. If we actually,
I think Al Gore's dad voted against the Civil Rights Act, I believe.
Biden's mentor was Byrd, okay, who was like a grand wizard. Okay, so my thing
is crazy, bro. It's crazy.
It's
they all worship Che Guevara, who was anti-gay,
anti-everything. And by the way,
he hated gay people.
And by the way, I'm not putting that the Republicans are Republicans.
No, they're not.
Have a lot of faults. Republicans have a lot of faults, and that's why I tend to tell people I'm more libertarian. Okay, but unfortunately, there is no third party because the Libertarian Party is a joke. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to vote, but I'm going to tell you something. Going back to the subject, good for Erica Kirk. Good that she's being strong. I know people are going to start making videos and mocking her and all that stuff. That's cool. But guess what? When Turning Point USA comes full force in a year and a half during the midterm elections, and honestly, if the Democrats don't change their ways, and the establishment Republicans don't change their ways, because again, there's going to be a lot of people losing their seats. Because I'm going to tell you something. It's not just Democrats. There's some Republicans that got to go. I'm not a fan of Lindsey Graham. I'm not a fan of a lot of these people who are just been stuck, milking, using the government as a cash cow for 50 years. I'm going to tell you, I think it's coming. I think there's a shift here. There's a shift. People are waking up, and it's not just Charlie Kirk because it's white people. No, you go through social media, you see a lot of minorities who are Christian who are absolutely heartbroken because they did this to this man. They killed the nice guy. They killed the good guy. You know what I mean? They did this to the guy.
Yeah, I think he was the wrong. I mean, he's not Nick Fuentes. What is it, Nick Fuentes?
Yeah, Nick Fuentes. Like who's a.
I mean, it wasn't Kanye West. It wasn't Kanye West. God forbid it's any of them, but those guys are way more.
And they keep on calling him a far right, dude. This guy was middle of the line. He wasn't even a hardcore. He was, he's not even a hardcore to the right. That he's Christian. You were talking earlier today. I forget what channel you were on. I think
I was on 10 channels today.
Okay, and someone said, but Charlie Kirk, but he is a conservative or something. And I'm like, what's wrong that you're a conservative? What's wrong that you're a liberal? Now, if you're a leftist, is the one thing. If you're a far right, righty, if you're a right wing lunatic, that's a problem too. But when people say, "Well, he was alt-right," dude, you don't even know what alt-right means. He was a conservative. What if he's a conservative? And like they say it like it's a bad thing, and that he's Christian, that it's a bad thing. Come on, guys. We need to wake up as a society. And you know what, Louis? Thank you for going on and talking and talking about this. I know it's. What time was I calling you this morning? At 5:45 a.m.
Dude, call me at 5. I saw the phone was ringing. I thought it was an emergency. I fucking got off, hit my head against the night table, and I go, "What happened, bro?" He goes, "Oh my God, this." I'm like, "Okay, I gotta cover it."
The guy. But listen, again, same thing I said yesterday, Louis, because I gotta go hug my 18-month-old baby. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to do the same thing, and you know what? the governor of I think it was the governor of Utah said something. He said, sign off of social media, go touch some grass, right? And that's probably some of the best advice we could give everyone. The last few weeks have been hell.
Yeah, it has.
And go talk to your loved one, go out, go take your wife, your girlfriend to a nice restaurant, go sit down, go to the park, go do a picnic, do a hike, get out of the house, go see nature, because holy heck, man, it's one of the worst.
No, I guarantee you right now, social media is blowing up. Like I'm scared to go on it right now. Right now, social media is blowing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how her speech is going to be taken. If it's how the extent of how effective it is. She
Listen,
called
bro,
out for young people to come out. So
yeah, you know what? But here's the thing. Regardless what she said, one side was gonna talk crap anyways. Okay, it doesn't matter. Jokingly, like I said, they keep on calling Trump and Republicans Nazi, tyrant, and that he's a fascist. And I'm like, shit, maybe Trump should just say, you know what? Okay, you're calling me a dictator. Damn it, I'm gonna be a dictator. I'm not saying that's what I want, but I'm saying you keep on. It's almost like they want. It's like they want it or something. You know what I mean? That they want this to happen. But you know what, guys?
no,
Listen.
the best one is Trump is a dictator. I hate dictators. My God, the Chinese president's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. But
anyways, thank you, bud.
Good night. Have a good weekend. And hopefully some better news comes out somehow out of this. You know what? This could be a turning point, okay, for the country. No, seriously, it could be a turning point for the country if they decide, if people stop being vile to each other. Okay? All right, buddy.
Yeah. All right, bud. Talk to you later. Yeah, if people disagree, just discuss it out and whatever. You don't have to talk to that person again if you take it that serious. Jackie says, love you, Lewis. Have a coffee on me. Thank you for the support. Thanks for your amazing reporting. Thank you so much, Jackie. Hearts for you. Let's get some hearts there. It's been a long day. If you guys want to send in your support, I will appreciate it. If not, that's cool. You all support by watching. It's been interesting. Hopefully we'll go back to other news and stuff like that. I doubt it. I think this is going to be some crazy stuff. I think at the end of the day, look, I think we all have more in common than we have differences. So look for that. Thank you so much, folks. I gotta get going. I got a gray wolf here to pet along with my dog. Bye-bye.